Good morning, and today's going to be 7-6 of diamonds. This is a 5NL game, so crazy stuff can happen. Um, Usually calls, loose calls. All right, so I fold it around to us, and I open raise, and big blind calls. So let's go with the cutoff open raising range. It looks something like this. I think the reality, when we look at it, is probably adding in all of these suited queens. Um, Probably raising. Um, yeah, a little bit tighter. This is probably it. Um, I'm. It just kind of depends on the players, on the blinds, as to whether I raise with these as well, with like the ace-x hands. Uh, these players are both playing fairly loose, 27% and 31% VPI IPs. So I think we're just going to go with this range here. This guy's playing 31%, big blind 43%. Um, he's playing, you can see 50% from cutoff. I just think he's playing fairly loose. His 3-bet, he hasn't 3-bet yet, so 0 out of 21. Doesn't mean he won't, but I don't have any hands where he's 3-bet. So we do have, see, like ace 9, jack 8 suited. So when I put together his range, I'm kind of looking at probably suited aces, suited kings, suited queens. Um, Maybe not all suited queens. I mean, that gets us to 42. And maybe that's a little bit better. But we're going to have, like, your jack 7 hands, queen 8 hands. Get your jack 8s. You've got your pocket pairs. I think off-suited connectors probably are calling here. Off-suited one gappers, maybe like king 9, queen 9. I think oftentimes the ace-x hands get called as well. I do assume that he's going to 3-bet queens plus ace king. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but we're going to make that assumption and we are going to move forward. So the flop comes out 4, 5, 6. So it gives us top pair with the open ender. So we got 6, 5 and a 4 diamonds. This is a hand that I'm going to be betting here, but I don't get a chance because he donks. So this is the first time that he's donked here. 0 out of 4, and this is kind of unusual because normally you see that donk when you have one high card and he's betting, just to kind of get an idea of where they're at in the hand. And in this case, he didn't. When it comes down to where are we at in the hand, it's going to be hard for him to kind of have like a top pair we kicker type situation. Now he bet maybe about a quarter pot. I don't think that's quite a third. 33% is going to be 2 big blinds plus. So you kind of bet on the smaller side. We'll say 30%. He bet 30% here. What is he doing that with? Maybe he's doing it with an overpair. I just kind of feel like a straight's going to check raise this, maybe. We'll put that at 50%. I think straight's going to probably check raise it and trap us in here. Same thing with like 2 pair, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to say overpair as well, like check raise. Maybe he's just attacking. Let's see his flop bet. Yeah, first time, like betting 33%, 5 out of 15. Float 33%. Probe, donk. Yeah, this is unusual. unusual to say the least. But I think maybe top pair, middle pair, bottom pair are all possibilities for their bets. I think these hands kind of fall into the whole, well, how good are you? How strong hand do you have? I don't think flush draw is going to be betting, and maybe I'm wrong. Uh, maybe the flush draw kind of fits. Maybe that's like the 50% to kind of goes with the rest of the check raises. Actually, no. Of all of the hands, I do think flush draw is probably one that he would that he could do this with. Definitely flush draw. I think probably open ender as well. Gut shot, probably not. Yeah, so we're gonna say something like that. Our hand is too good to just fold. I do think though raising's gonna be tough. So if we look at our ranges and how we connect, you're gonna see, our set two pair, over pair, all seem to be like raising ranges, and then that would leave, us to do something like that: flush draw, open ender. Let's get rid of that. So not quite with that 2-1, and I don't think we need to be 2-1 here, since we're not c betting. But we do need to be balanced. So he's betting 1.8. We raise it up to 6 or so. Kind of three times that bet. Yeah, so I guess we could raise this. I do like the fact that we have a backdoor diamond draw. I like that idea that we have the backdoor diamond draw. I'm gonna go back here. What do you necessarily lead with those, or just check raise? And it's tough to say. And that kind of comes down to how aggressively should we play. I definitely think we've got these hands where we should be check raising. I think we kind of probably do calls with like ace, if we have like the if we don't have the ace of hearts. Same thing if we don't have the king of hearts. So let's go ahead and change that. I kind of feel like those could be checks. Or those could be calls here. I think some of our other hands could be a call. I mean, our hand's pretty good. This is going to be a tough one. So, what do? I just called. I think that donk bet really just threw me off. It really did. But I think aces and kings are going to probably be called. I think those are going to be raises. I think our top pairs are going to probably be calls. Probably even our middle and bottom pair. Probably just any of our pairs. The bottom pairs, twos and threes, probably just call once just to see what he does. If he bets again on the turn, we're probably going to get rid of him. We're drawing to the bottom end of that straight. I mean that's the problem. Our flush draws, probably not raising all of our flush draws here, so probably our weaker ones. Let's see here. Like those are all going to be called. Let's get rid of like 8-7, 9-7. those are pretty big hands. Flush and straight. I think 9-8. It would also be a pretty good hand. Yeah, no, I think we're probably calling these. I'm gonna take it back. We're probably gonna be calling these because there's the flush draw on the board. Yep. Get rid of those. Okay. So we're not going to be super aggressive with our open enders or gut shots because the flush is on the board. So we're probably calling with our gut shots. Some of our 2-card backdoor straight flush draws. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick out the ones that don't have a pair. So your 9-7, 8-7, 9-8s are all going to probably be calling. Your 10-8s are going to probably be calling. Those are good shots. Probably these overcards then too. Probably calling if we have them as diamonds. And probably sometimes for our sets. All right, we're going to do that. 42% called. You bet. We've got both ranges here. 7 of hearts comes out. Now he checks. So the flush makes it, and I guess he could be doing kind of a slow play thing. I think his straight flush is definitely in his range. Probably the nut flush is probably in his range. I think we'll see a check raise if we have that. Straight sets, all of those are probably still in his range. I guess the question is, would he continue betting any hand here? Yeah, probably the flushes. Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna scale this down to say 25%. He would have checked those. I think all the rest, I think, are in his. Everything else is in his range here. So 90%. And that's kind of why I bet, because I think we've got all of those. I mean, we just picked up 2 pair. I think we continue betting a straight flush or flush. I think a straight continues betting. Sets would likely bet a little bit. 2 pair would likely bet. Over pair would probably bet now. Yeah, I think we're going for the bluffs. It's kind of what we're going for. Take some fold equity. Probably just all of this. I think that's probably what we're looking for. And of course, we've got draws. We've got some of these draws that include like other pairs and so forth. Top pairs obviously not like super strong, but if we can fold some draws, that would be awesome. I bet pot, and now he calls. So at that point, we are going to eliminate weak pair, third pair, middle pair. Top pair possibly calls. Yeah, we'll give him calling all of the rest. And I'm gonna eliminate these because I do think like the nut flush is gonna check raise, and probably also the kings. And that's probably right. I think the kings, even initially, are probably still going to be betting. They don't want the ace-x to call. But I think on this board, the straights are gonna freeze. So we will include a nut flush draw for him. So folded, not quite. So 35% or so. All right, the river two spades. Now he leads into me, and I call. That's not good. When he donked. Then he check called, and then he leads again. And I just think this is going to be, he's not leading with any of these. I think he's leading probably straight plus. He's looking to get paid. He wants to make sure that he gets paid. And probably not even the bottom straights. I just can't imagine he would be doing it with the bottom straights. It would have to be the top end of things. So we're looking at maybe 19% straight plus 8. We have two pair, which is a pretty good hand. It's a pretty good hand. But I think for us, the 8, the bottom end of the straight, is going to be the weakest that we can call. And we're kind of calling with the expectation that we're going to lose. That's kind of how it is. I think the sets 2 pair, over pair, top pair should all be probably folded based on our read here. I think straight flush gets raised. So we'll say straight flush gets raised, and possibly our regular flush gets raised. I think we're going to be raising possibly the king hex hands. Maybe even like the queen hands. And then call some of the weaker straights, weaker flushes. Do we have to protect against a bluff? Probably not. Probably not. And the reason I say that is I don't think many players are gonna, especially at the 5-0, are gonna bluff this. Now if he donked and then the turn went check check, then I could see a bluff coming because I didn't show any sort of interest. But on the turn, since I bet, I think that's gonna freeze the bluffs. I don't think we're gonna see any. All right, so we get to showdown. He shows Jack 8 of diamonds. So we did have the Jack 8. He picked up the straight on the turn. It is what it is. Lost the hand. I probably should have saved 21 big blinds. Should have saved 21 big blinds on that river. Should have just folded. And that was my mistake. So we're gonna say here he called, cut off 3 big blind RFI in big blind with Jack 8 diamonds. He is out of position. We'll say he bet 30%, check called 100%, and then bet, that was probably 2/3. Yeah, then bet 66% on a 6 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 4 diamond board, 7 hearts, 2 of spades. So that's a hand. It's unsure if I really have his donk bet here. I mean, he's betting with backdoor diamonds with the 8. That just kind of goes against what we normally see from the donk bets. Is that I think he could check raise with that hand. If he's going to put in bluffs for the check raise, that could be a pretty decent one. It's going to be hard for me to put him on, and of course the 7 gets there, and if for me, I'm going to say, well, the heart kind of screws it up because if I'm putting him on a flush draw, if he check raises or whatever, the heart gets there, the flush gets there. I can't possibly call again. But he's doing it with the backdoor diamond draw. Kind of playing same idea with my 7-6, where I've got a diamond draw. I've got that backdoor diamonds. So in any case, I lost his hand. Think I messed up. I don't mind how I played it on the turn. I think the heart draw is probably there, but then again, I do think we need to attack the donk bets here. If I raised him on the flop, would he have called? Maybe not. And perhaps my 7-6 was suitable for raising, because I've got a backdoor diamond draw along with top pair and open ender. So I'm gonna say I kind of messed this hand up. I kind of messed this hand up. Probably think I should have just raised the flop. And if I raise the flop and he calls, then 7 improves us, but so then we can go check check and then check the river, or call the river. The pot's probably going to be about the same. So here I raise it to 6, he calls, so we'll say 18, and then it goes check check, and then if he bets 18 again, I'm going to call. So probably lose about the same amount either way, but at least I'm being aggressive and give him a chance to fold that jack 8. Basically fold the hand that would have improved to be the best hand. All right, so I think we're going to end here. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, look tomorrow for another.